Good morning, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? So let's start just how the gold ended, and then we'll get into baseball and then stablecoin and all that shit. All right, so first, let's look at our gold. How did it end? We did very well in baseball. We'll look at the college football quarterbacks, which are the key. And then we get into stablecoin, which is very, very bad for you. All right, so silver ended at 38.22. And again, it's closed till tomorrow night. And gold ended at 33.50. You can see it's been hovering around there. And now it falls down to 33.35. And it goes up to 33.60. And it ends at 30. It's all a game. It's all bullshit. It means nothing. It's not close to the real price of about 25,000. Silver 38.22. And if we look at the chart, we'll go to a silver chart. Oh, it's the same chart. Wow, this one had a little more drops. It did get to 38.42 and ends at 38.22. And again, what's with all the downs? Nobody's selling an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. I mean, maybe a little at the coin stores. That's about it. Toddy Todd, welcome to the class. How are you today? Questions, comments? I do it live, so you can ask. Feel free to ask a question or a comment. I go through both sports and economics, gold, silver, of course. So what does this tell us? This tells us it's fucking price fixed, really, really bad, because the central banks are only buying. Why would they sell? If the logic is to get out of dollars because they're worthless, because they're all inflated and they have no value. Once you print it, it goes, you print it to death, it's on. We'll get into stable coins after baseball. And so this dollar is not worth anything, so you buy gold and silver. Well, if you're buying gold and silver to get out of the dollar, you're certainly not selling the gold and silver to get back into the dollar. There's no profit taking. There's no bubble. There's no profit taking. This can't be a bubble because it's not close to the actual worth of the gold and silver, which is much, much higher. So you're buying at a huge discount. That's why they try to keep it down, is they really don't want you in gold and silver. They want you in this Bitcoin or stable coin or in the stock market or in real estate trust all the shit that JP Morgan holds so they can get rich and you can get poor, as we've seen in every freaking movie from The Big Short to Attack on Wall Street. It's all the same. They fuck their customer. As the Home Alone guy said in Attack on Wall Street, fuck the customers, we have to save our firm. Well, if you weren't such idiots, you wouldn't have to save the firm if you never got into these stupid real estate trusts in the first place, knowing that half the mortgages were shit. How did you miss that one? And you call yourself bankers? What a bunch of idiots. The moral of the story is the only people that aren't idiots are people in my class and people who understand Austrian economics. That's it. Everybody else are Keynesians, are idiots. They believe in something that's false and they run with it. And then at the end, oops, I didn't know. And everybody, they make a bunch of money and they screw all their customers. What kind of business model is that? Yeah, I'm going to screw my customers. I do Teaserking. Yeah, I'm going to pick a bunch of losers so everybody loses their money. What kind of business model is that? You know, what are you kidding me? Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, I thought the Bears were going to win because Caleb's such a good quarterback. Oh, my God. So what you do in business is to make your customers money, make them happy. That is the way business works. You're trying to make money for the customers, not lose them a bunch and not save your ass at the behest of killing your customers. What a bunch of fucking losers these guys are. Hey, Todd, I've been a student for the last 2 football seasons. Well, first time I've heard from you, so welcome. You've been a blessing of help with your knowledge on sports. Well, and it's pretty good on economics also, but yeah, I have a way of looking at things different than everybody else does. It's called INFJ, and that's what I am. And basically, I don't listen to the bullshit. I make my own assumptions, and then I see if they work. And if they work, I keep doing it. So you're welcome, and I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy you found me. So right now we're getting pretty good at baseball. It's very difficult. Unlike football, baseball it's very hard because you have such bad managers in it. And then you have such bad players. Look at the All-Star game. What a joke that was. How would the National League blow a 6-0 lead? You'd bring in, you'd have started with, Koufax, you'd have went to Gibson, and then you would have went to the reliever. And they would have pitched 3 innings each. So I don't know what this 1 inning crap is, but the relievers the National League chose from San Diego suck. They couldn't get anybody out. They're not good pitchers. You can't throw the ball down the middle of the plate. What the fuck is that? These are all-stars? Yeah. Now I have less confidence in San Diego that their bullpen sucks. Although I saw a guy at San Francisco. I was watching a 49er game, and the guy came in and the bullpen was great. So San Francisco's got the bullpen, not San Diego. I forgot to mention as well as economics. Most people, so really my point is most people are Keynesians, which are actually socialist communism. They want the government to control things. And that's what Keynesian is, the government spending, the government control. And I'm a capitalist, Austrian economics or classical economics, which says you control yourself. You're a big boy. You can handle it yourself. There shouldn't be Social Security. You should have kept your money from your paychecks and realized you want to retire and realized you need to start saving it. And I think most people do. They just do it in a 401k instead of in gold and silver, and that's their big mistake. But I was trained in Austrian economics. My master's includes 4 Austrian economic classes, so I call myself an Austrian economist, even though the degree is actually in corporate finance at a master's level. But I will call it Austrian economics, knowing what I do. My directed study was the trade cycle and the stock market, and I got an A+ in that. My teacher wanted to publish it, and like an idiot, I said, "Oh, no, what am I need to publish for?" And I wish I would have. Anyway, so it's very simple. It's let the people control themselves. not the government printing money and doing, like right now in Michigan, there's a lot of roads that they're constructing. And my guess is the Keynesian plan, we're going to spend money. We'll spend money on roads that'll get us out of our recession, and it won't. It's just a cost. You're just spending money is not the answer. There's got to be, I got to go to the store and buy things, spending money wisely, not spending money on that, or spending money by creating wars, military. That's not going to get you out of the recession. That's just going to cost you a lot of money, and you're going to kill many Ukrainians for no reason. It's just dumb fuck. Anyway, so that's really the difference is letting the people keep their money and spend it and be greedy and do what they want is far better than the government telling you what to do or divvying it up, because they end up stealing all our money, because the government's more corrupt than anything I've ever seen in my life right now. It's terrible. But when you give control to people, they're gonna rob you. I mean, why would you want to give your money to somebody to take care of it? You'll never, it'll be gone. All right, Toddy Todd. I played the game under 9.5 and had the American League to not lose by 4. Well, that was a really good bet. Did you know it was fixed? Because if you did, that was a great bet. Under 9.5 lost, but the American League not to lose by 4 was good. It was a total scam because in a tie game like it did 6-6, nobody got paid. My friend bet the National League, and they eventually won on the home run derby crap, whatever that is. And he didn't get paid. Oh, sorry, we don't. It was a tie. We don't pay you. So if you bet the American or the National League, you didn't get paid. You got paid in your situation, but that's it. How the hell did you get 4 runs? Wow. That under had the smell of an open back door the moment they got to the 6th inning, having these nobodies pitch. Yeah, it's an all-star game, and yet you didn't see too many all-stars in it. That would have been a big publishing professor. Well, I said it on the channel that it was fixed because that way nobody won. And there probably was a lot of National League bets because LA is close to Vegas, and LA would have come down to make those bets. And so betting on the Dodgers would have bet the National League. I think you saw the real Tigers. None of them got a hit. Skubal gave up 2 runs. I think that's the real Tigers. When the Tigers don't get when the Tigers don't know what the pitches are, none of them get a hit. I mean, when you have 7 Tigers and most of them were minor leaguers, you got a problem there. I think this Riley Green's way overrated. He's not it. And then you got Happy. I want to call him Happy Gilmore, the shortstop, Happy whatever, Happy Lopez. And he sucks. He's a 200 hitter. Now he's getting the sign, so he's hitting 280. So he doesn't swing at that curveball. So he knows what's coming. But what a bunch of shit. He's no all-star. 280 is not an all-star. But you know what? They only have 7 300 hitters in the game. How bad is that? That's why they go to OPS, because OPS, he's hitting 800. Well, no, it's not batting average. That's a bullshit stat. So would you rather have a guy hitting 300 or an 800 OPS? I'd rather have a 300 hitter. But where did they all go? I mean, they're gone. I mean, this is the worst. This is the worst baseball I've ever seen in my life. You wager gives prop totals like a teaser. You wager gives prop totals like a teaser. Yeah. Well, the teaser is very, very successful. I've been playing that since I learned about it in 1977. And I've turned losers into winners repeatedly. Probably half of my bets are winners because of the teaser. It helps picking because you're not laying 2, you're getting 8. And I hate this money line. Please don't bet the money lines in football. That they're absolutely a waste of time. You got to figure out who's going to win. Who's got the best defense? Who's the quarterback? Oh, yeah, they're going to win. Bet the game, lay the points, tease it, and you're fine. But this money line crap it's like stablecoin. It's a big hoax. That's the book I'm currently using. Oh, You Wager. And lines from 1.5 to 4.5. I've never used it, but I'm glad you're not on FanDuel or BetMGM. Their odds suck. I'm hoping you're getting better odds on a 2-team teaser. I'm hoping they're still 11 to 10. As these casinos go broke because they made such bad deals. Like, did you know Caesars doesn't own Caesars anymore? Vanguard owns Caesars, the property and the building, and they're renting it out. Sort of if you went and rented out a coins, my guy who runs the coin store, the gold store, he rents out the store. So he pays rent. And that's what Caesars is doing. Instead of owning the property in the building, they sold it and they pay rent now. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen because they keep raising rent on them. And that's why all these things. So I was asked to go to Vegas. I have no desire to go to Vegas. Between the expensive hotels with these stupid resort things, the parking, which I wouldn't drive anyway, the sitting at the sports book at $150 to watch football, and the high food, it really doesn't appeal to me. Vegas is cheap, and then you gamble, and then and you had good odds. You had 7 to 6 blackjack, and craps was good, and you could bet $5, $10 because I like to bet streaks, so I want to have a lot of time. But that's not it. I'm just, I had really no interest to go to Vegas. Maybe if it was September and football was on, I could at least watch the game. I go play poker. And I bet my football. That's what I do in Vegas and try to get people to buy Teaserking. But in July, it's 110. And it's, I looked at the Tuscany and it was like $50 a night. But then it times for 3 nights should be 150, but it was like $500. Well, wait, that's not 50 a night. So you want to make money? Just say what the fucking room is. If the room's $100 a night because you're 50 and 50 for the resort, just say it. And I will not go. I mean, what do they think? We're a bunch of fucking idiots? Well, it's $35 a night, but really it's $100. Come on, we're not idiots. I hate when people think we're idiots. All right. Anyway. Good points, Tim. All right. So 33.50 gold, which is much higher, and 38.22. So silver's starting to break out, but where is it? It got to 39. I thought Mark McGuire said it was once you got there, it's going to 50, but it isn't. It's funny. He had a guest on, one of these idiots. I don't know who these guys are. They're all salesmen. And the guy, kind of poo-pooed Mark without realizing it. Mark's the one that said once it gets past 38, it goes to 50 because there's nothing blocking it. And the guy and the guest just killed him. But he didn't know he was killing him. He says, all these people that think once it hits 38 and 39, it goes to 50. Well, you're talking to the guy who said that. He's the one that said it. So it was really funny that but I left comments to Mark that we watch for you. You watch for my football picks. You don't watch if I have a guest or anything, which I never do. So you're watching for me. You're on because of me. And we're on watching Mark McGuire or Egon. I hate when that other guy, when Matt comes on, he's an idiot. But you watch for Egon, you watch for Mark McGuire. I don't watch for Alligator anymore. He's lost his mind. He's a banker. Go do banking things. So I made the comment you should interact more and not just sit there and let the guests that nobody knows and nobody is tuning in for, talk, interact with them. So yesterday was on with Alligator, and he did interact well. If you go to my class yesterday, you'll see it. They did interact well, where Alligator would say something and Mark would actually have comments and talk, and they would go back and forth. That's what he should do with his guests, not to be like Johnny Carson, right? Ask some questions, get some answers, and critique it. So he's just been sitting there and then letting the guests, who are a bunch of morons, talk. And we're not tuning in to watch the guests. I don't know why he has guests. And I don't know why he does these stupid charts. They're just stupid. Anyway, so let's get to baseball. My friend's daughter, Daria's daughter, did get home, and she feels better. And we gave her some gifts for her birthday, which was the 24th of June, but we did it yesterday. So I'm very happy she's home and okay. There was a little scare there. So let's look at baseball. All right, we started off with Boston. Boston they were on a 10-game winning streak. Not anymore. They lose to the Cubbies 4-1. Colin Ray shuts them down, so we lose that one. We then go to San Diego because we're betting against Washington and their 4-game losing streak, and San Diego wins 7-2. We then go to KC. I'm not sure. I don't know if KC. I'm not sure. I think it was just a pitching matchup. And Seth Lugo and Miami won 8-7 in 10 innings. So we lost Kansas City. Then we go to Texas and Detroit. And Texas wins 2-0. Detroit's now on a 5-game losing streak. And we'll see who's pitching today. But the Tigers are showing who they really are. They haven't hit. Their bullpen sucks. They've been lucky, with an easy schedule, but they still won the games. But they're not that good. And a lot of their batting averages are coming. That guys were hitting 300, 290 are now hitting 250, 260. Happy Baez stealing pitches, so he knows when the curveball's coming, so he doesn't swing and miss like an idiot. But all of a sudden, their hitting's gone and their pitching's gone. So Texas wins 2-0, and it really wasn't a great pitcher for Texas, but we bet it because Detroit had a 4-game losing streak, now a 5. Arizona 7, St. Louis 3. We went over 10. We had Brandon Pfaadt and Palentine both with 5 ERAs. Over under was 9. They can both hit. We went over 9, and they scored 10. Milwaukee and the Dodgers. We had Milwaukee, who is now on a 7-game win streak. The Dodgers were on a losing streak. They were on a 7-game losing streak and then won, but now they're so now they're starting a new losing streak. But we bet Milwaukee, who's on a 7-game win streak, and they won 2-0. Seattle 6, Houston 1. We didn't play it, but we were going to play Seattle over. But in that ballpark, it must be something where the air doesn't carry or the ball doesn't carry. And it must be a large ballpark. I don't know. Seattle killed Detroit in Detroit, which is a very big pitcher's ballpark. But here they win, and we were right because we thought about over 7.5, and then we said no. They don't hit well at home, and then Houston didn't. So we'll have to look into Seattle unders at Seattle, Seattle overs if they're not at Seattle. So we lose Boston, we win San Diego, we lose KC, we win Texas, we win St. Louis, we win Milwaukee, we win San Diego. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. Pretty good start. So let's see. Milwaukee is now let's see, streaks. Yankees and Baltimore on a 3-game losing streaks, but I don't really. I start when it gets higher. Detroit on a 5-game losing streak. We've got Cleveland now on a 3-game win streak. See how it ebb and flows. A lot of it's who they play. Seattle's now on a 4-game win streak, so we got to write them in. And that's it. Everybody's on 1-game win streaks or 1-game losing streaks, so not much there. National League. Miami's on a 3. Washington's on a 5-game losing streak. We know that. We bet against them. We'll bet against them today. It's a lot of 1s and 2s, so they win some, lose. Here we go. Milwaukee on an 8-game win streak. So they were 7 and 8. We'll keep betting them until they lose. The Cubs and Cincinnati are on 3-game win streaks. Let's get them to 4. And then Frisco's on a 3-game losing streak. Let's get them to 4. Because it's too much. It doesn't. It's win a game, lose a game, win 2, lose 2. We're looking for like 4 and up. So we have Milwaukee on an 8-game win streak, Detroit on a 5-game losing streak, Washington on a 5-game losing streak, and Seattle now on a 4-game win streak. So those are our 4. And Seattle beat Schoolball and the other guy, the other all-star pitcher. The only reason I like him is he went to Auburn. I don't know his name. Not worth remembering. All right, so let's look at the games. It's 12:14. The first game starts at 3:07 today. We got the 49ers and the Argos, Toronto Argos. Frisco 115 and 8. Logan Webb 9 and 6 with the 294. Eric Lauer 4 and 2 with the 278. We know Frisco doesn't hit well. 2 hitters. Toronto hits pretty good. Logan Webb said so. We're gonna go under here. Do we have a streak? No, I got Milwaukee, Detroit, Washington, Seattle. Excuse me. So there's no streak, although I think Frisco's lost 3 in a row, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at the under. You have 2 pitchers with low ERAs. Frisco doesn't hit well. Toronto, I believe, does hit well. Yeah, Toronto's got 7 hitters, so Toronto can definitely hit, but you would think they're going to win, but Frisco's got a good pitcher, and that's the neutralizer, the pitcher. So we'll play it. Frisco's not bad. They got 52 wins, and Toronto's got 56 wins. So it's not like they're a terrible team. KC at Miami. I think Miami's on a 3-game losing streak, but we're not going to take that in. We got Michael Wakaka, 4-9 with the 374. Cal Quintrell, 3-8 with the 562. This is what I did yesterday. We had the other good pitcher for Kansas City, and we bet Kansas City against the 5 ERA, and they lost. So I'm not going to do that again. KC 125, 8.5. So Wakaka, 4-9 with the 374. Cal Quintrell, so I'm not going to play this. Maybe it's an over. Miami's got 5 hitters. KC's got 5. KC can hit as Miami can, but I'm going to let that go. The Reds and the Mets played an over yesterday. Cincinnati won. Nick Martinez for Cincinnati, 7-9 with the 4.78. Clay Holmes, 8-4 with the 3.31. Huh. What you gonna do? The Mets are a big favorite, 185, 8.5, and I really don't understand it. Clay Holmes, okay, 3.31. Cincinnati can hit them. I'm not sold that the Mets are such a big favorite here at 185. This is the only time you play money lines is betting baseball, never in football, and probably never in basketball. What's the point of it? Well, I don't have to lay points. Oh, you're really confident in who's going to win then, aren't you? So I don't buy that. Probably this goes over, but again, I don't want to touch it. California and Philly, I believe California won yesterday. Philly 135, 9.5. UC Kikuchi 4-6 with the 3.11 against Taiwan Walker 3-5 with a 3.55. I don't want to bet Philly under. Bryce Harper is back. California's they have absolutely no hitting, so I'm not playing the over. This is probably a Philadelphia play, but I'm gonna wait and see. They're not really on a streak. The White Sox, Pittsburgh White Sox won 10-1. Pitt minus 135.8. Adrian Hauser 5-2 with the 1.56 against Mike Burrows 1-3 with the 4.83. Where the hell is Scanes? He pitched a whole inning on Tuesday. You're giving him 5 days rest from that. So he's not going to pitch till Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So he's going to pitch on Sunday. Wow, that's ridiculous. I don't think he needs 5 days rest pitching 1 inning in an all-star game. This is ridiculous. So this would have been a good game. Hauser against Scanes. Hauser with the 1.56. I got to go under. Under 8. We'll go 3 units because White Sox won 10-1. Pittsburgh's not going to score in this game. But it should be an under. Why is Pittsburgh favored? Wow. There's a live dog for you, the White Sox. Let's go White Sox. 2 units. So the White Sox to win and it under. San Diego, Washington. Washington on a 5-game losing streak, so we're going to take San Diego. How many units? Yu Darvish, 0-1 with the 6.48 against Michael Parker, 5-10 with the 5.12. Wow. We'll just go San Diego for 2 units. They're hot. Well, actually, Washington's cold. Yu Darvish is a better pitcher than that. He just came back, and Michael Parker 5-10 with the 5 obviously sucks. So we're basically betting against Parker. Yu Darvish maybe goes 2 or 3 innings, and then they have those wonderful guys in the bullpen who absolutely suck. Jesus Christ. They're all-stars. It's hard to believe what an all-star is anymore. When you have 7 Tigers in the All-Star game, you might as well. It's pathetic. All right, 140-9. So we'll take San Diego. All right. Baltimore, Tampa. Tampa killed them yesterday. Tampa 125-9. Dean Kremer 8-7, 4.24. Zach Littell 8-7, 3.56. We don't have a trend on anybody, so we're not going to play it. Don't like it. Detroit at Texas. Detroit 105, 8.5. Kender Montero 4-1 with the 4.02 against Kumar Rocker 3-4 with the 6.39. Well, it looks like it should be an easy over. So we got to take Texas as Detroit's on a 5-game losing streak. We'll go 2 units on that. And then would they hit Kumar Rocker? Let's see what a 6.39 ERA looks like. Let's look at his last 5 games. Kumar, he's from Alabama, but he went to Vanderbilt. Really strange. First rounder by Texas. Holy shit, did they make a mistake? Oh, he's still on Texas. All right, last 5. Gave up 6 runs to California, 2 to San Diego, 2 to Seattle, 2 to Pitt, 0 to the White Sox, and 5 to Tampa. So he's had 2 terrible outings. They went 3 innings and 4 innings, and then his 5-inning games were a 0-2-2, and a 6-inning game was 2 to Seattle. Pretty pathetic, Ty. So the only reason I'm betting him, this Montero is terrible. 4-1 with the 402. Let's look at his last 5 from Venezuela. So he escaped the regime. 3 runs, 1-1, 2-4. So 4 against the Cubbies, 2 against Cincy, 1 against Pitt, who can't hit, 1 against Tampa, who's good, 3 against Seattle. 3 innings, 6-5, 5-5, and a 4. So he doesn't go more than 5 innings. Then you get to the wonderful bullpen. So we're going to take Texas, only because Detroit's on a 5-game losing streak in 2 units. I still think it goes over, but Detroit's not hitting. This is where they'll get better, is they'll play this guy who gives up a ton of runs, and then they'll all hit, and then everybody will, oh, look at the hitting's back. Yeah, the hitting's back because they're playing a guy who shouldn't even be in the minor league, should be double-A ball. Should be back in high school. So, they don't tell you they're hitting really bad pitchers, and that's why they're hitting, right? All right, so we'll take Texas on the 5-game Detroit losing streak. Oakland, Cleveland, 140-9. Luis Serviano, 2-11 with the 5.16. Logan Allen, 6-7 with the 4 ERA. This is an over, but it's at Cleveland. Cleveland, 2 hitters. Oakland with 4. Cleveland, I just don't like betting over. They don't hit well, and they have a pretty good bullpen. So you're expecting a low-scoring game, so I'm not going to touch that. St. Louis, Arizona. We played this over yesterday and won today. St. Louis 120, 8.5. Sonny Gray 9-3 with the 3.50. Ryan Nelson 5-2 with the 3.68. We like Sonny Gray. He's pretty good, but Ryan Nelson's got a 3.68 ERA, so both are kind of crap. You don't know what you're getting. Very inconsistent. They're not good enough to have a 2-something ERA, and they're not bad enough to have a 4-something ERA. So, St. Louis 128.5. So, just we're going to bypass this game. It's not an over game with Sonny Gray. The Red Sox and the Cubs. The Cubs killed them yesterday. Again, Boston was on a 10-game winning streak. I think Cubs are on a 3-game winning streak, so we'll wait till it gets to 4. Jose Bello, 0-0 with an 0-0. Shota Imanaga, 6-3 with the 2.65. So we'll go with the Cubbies. Again, you got a new pitcher. He'll be nervous. Maybe the game's in the Cubs, and they got a good pitcher going. So let's take the Cubbies. The Yanks in Atlanta. This one over yesterday. Yanks 139.5. Will Warren 6-5 with the 4.63. Joey Wentz 2-1 with the 6.32. 2 pigs pitching. We'll go over with the NYY over 9, and we'll go 2 units. See, we're not just betting the streaks, but we are noticing the streaks. Minnesota, Colorado, in Colorado. I do not buy this. Minnesota 190-12. Zebby Matthews 1-1 with the 5.21 for Mini. Antonio Sansolita 3-3 with the 6.60. I guess maybe I should buy it. But I don't buy either pitcher goes more than 3 innings, which means it's all bullpen. Colorado is not a big hitting team. They're starting a little better. Minnesota hits pretty well. I just am not laying 12. This is not softball city. This is not a softball game. So I'm gonna stay away from this. Milwaukee and the Dodgers. We're going with Milwaukee. Milwaukee is on a 8-game winning streak, so we'll ride it out. The Dodgers a big favorite, 148.5. Freddie Peralta, 11-4 at the 266. Emmett Sheehan, 1-0 at the 203. All right, we're going to have to go 5 units on this. Okay, why are the Dodgers 140 favorites? Freddie Peralta on Milwaukee's 11-4 at the 266, and you want to make him this kind of dog? That's like giving Mahomes 7 points. Buffalo 7 over KC. I mean, we'd bet the farm on that one. We'll take Mahomes as the dog. You got to be kidding me. And who's Emmett Sheehan? He's 1-0 at the 203. Let's see, has he played in 5 games? From Boston College. He's pitched in 3 games. 4 innings, gave up a run. 4 innings, gave up a run, and 5 innings, gave up a run. San Diego, Houston, and the Niners. The Niners do not hit. Houston's and so he hasn't really done shit. He pitched in 2023 where his ERA was 5. I mean, wow. So, yeah, I love Milwaukee on an 8-game winning streak, got their ace going against this guy. And they're making the Dodgers a 140 favorite. Thank you very much. All right, Milwaukee 5 unit. That's our lock for the day. And Houston, Seattle. We like Seattle over, but they don't hit a lot in Seattle for some reason. Seattle 130-8. Lance McCullers 2-4 at the 648 against Logan Evans 3-3 with the 375. I don't know. Again, I like the game over. I liked how Seattle was bashing the Tigers in, but again, at home, they just don't score for whatever reason. So we'll leave that alone. All right. So we took Milwaukee. We bet against Detroit with Texas. We bet against Washington, I believe, with San Diego. Yes. And we were supposed to take Seattle. Okay. So Seattle's on a 4-game winning streak. Lance McCullers, Logan. Okay, we'll take Seattle 2 units on a 4-game win streak. And they beat the best team in baseball, Detroit. What a joke that is. That's like the Lions being the best team in football and not even making the Super Bowl, not even winning a playoff game. Well, when reality hit and they actually had to prove it, they choked. And then all the coaches ran away. That's how stupid the NFL is. All of a sudden, they signed a Detroit defensive coordinator, the Jets did. Because why? They gave up 30 points a game. Everybody got injured. I mean, why is everybody getting injured on their defense? And why they give up 30 points a game? Do you think he's a good defensive coordinator? So he gets hired away. And then why do you think the offensive coordinator is good? He had all the tools. It's like Earl Weaver winning for the Baltimore Orioles with 4 20-game winners. A monkey could have coached that team. Just put out Palmer, Cuellar, McNally. I mean, you had 4 20-game winners. An idiot can manage that. So he was a good manager, Earl Weaver, but that's the point. Or it's like the Reds or the Phillies when they had Pete Rose and Mike Schmidt and Johnny Bench. It's like, yeah, let's give Sparky credit for that one. Yeah, he got 9 hitters and all-stars and Hall of Famers all over the place. Anybody could manage that. So again, he had that, and he was giving up 30 points a game, and with the offensive coordinator. But why are people even looking at the line? Oh, because they're so good. Well, with their weak schedule, until they played a good team, and then they got killed by Washington, who was okay because they didn't run the ball enough like Philadelphia did. They'd have gotten killed by Philly. It wouldn't have been a game. Philly would have beat them 42-10 or something like that. Goff would have been sacked 5-6 times and thrown 4 or 5 picks, as he did in all the big games, Houston and Washington. He threw 4 or 5 picks. I mean, This is your offensive coordinator. He lets the fast wide receiver throw a pass. It's intercepted. What are you doing? Why are you letting why isn't the fast wide receiver running the route, not throwing the ball? Oh, we'll deceive them. Yeah, because all the teams' defenses are so stupid, right? So I didn't understand that, but that's my point. The Lions are so good. They didn't even win a playoff game. And the Tigers, they're not going to win a playoff series. They have no pitching, and the hitting against good pitching is they keep getting shut out, as they did yesterday. They lose 2-0 to Texas with not their ace, not DeGrom on the mound. Where are all these aces? Why are they waiting till Sunday? Why do they need 5 days rest from going to an all-star game and pitching 1 inning? Are you kidding me? This is what's wrong with baseball right there. All right, so let's review it. We got the 49ers under 8, 2 units. We got the White Sox under 8, 3 units. We got the White Sox winning for 2 units. We've got, God knows, San Diego for 2 units. We got Texas for 2 units. The Cubbies for 2 units. The Yankees over 9 for 2 units. Milwaukee on their 8-game winning streak, 5 units. And Seattle for 2 units. So a lot of it is you're betting the streak and you're betting the pitcher. And when it's like Milwaukee, we make it a 5-star lock because not only are they on an 8-game winning streak against the Dodgers, who they shut out yesterday, by the way, they have their ace going against some nobody for the Dodgers. Guy's pitched in 3 games, hasn't gone. Yeah, I think he's gone 4 innings twice and 5 innings, giving up a run to the 49ers and the real bad team, Houston doesn't hit. And he's giving up a run, but he only goes 5 innings, and their bullpen sucks. The best bullpen guy I saw was a guy in the 49ers last Sunday when they had the game of the week or whatever. The trouble with baseball, they're not on TV. They have too many minor leaguers playing the game, too many guys that you don't know their name and they don't speak English, too many Latin Americans and too many Japanese that don't speak English. How do you root for them? We had Cabrera here. Guy couldn't speak fucking English. He was here 20 years. Yeah, I want to root for that guy. Yeah, he can't speak English, but what the hell? And he had a good year, and then the next 5 years he couldn't hit 200, and just pathetic. That's baseball, right? You root for the Willie Mazes and the Mickey Mantles and the Hank Aaron's, and we don't have that. There is nobody in the game that can touch any of those guys. Clemente, Willie Stargell, Johnny Bench, Mike Schmidt, Pete Rose. There's nobody there. Who you got? Shotani? What is he? Who is he? He's a DH. He can't pitch. He hurt his arm, I guess, and he's pitching 2 innings a game every 10th day. Just pathetic. They make a big deal that he hit 100 miles an hour. Like, who fucking cares? Anyway, baseball's got problems. They're not on TV, so you can't watch them. If they think we're going to, in the middle of a recession with high inflation, unmeasurable, because it's the money being printed is the inflation, not the prices. Do you think I'm going to go buy Apple Prime or anything? Oh, that's right. The golf's on. Yeah, let me end this. Let me see who's winning the golf. I forgot the British Open. Because it's on it's on 7 to 3:30. So I'll wrap this up soon so we can. Well, I don't even know if we want to watch it. I hate Scotty Simpson or whoever they keep making a big deal that he's the world's number 1, and I'm like, what does that mean? What is this, college football? He's the world's number 1 golfer. What does that mean? That's the stupidest thing in the world. It depends what course you're on. Certain courses he'll play well, certain courses he won't. They made a point, I saw that he was 10 under for the first time in any of his majors. Yeah, because the course is a piece of cake. These British Open courses, there's sometimes there's a lot of bunkers, but There's a lot of rough, but they don't. It's the same course. They don't gimmick it up. It's slow greens. The fuck, who gives a shit that he's hit 10? I heard one guy, I'm at the gym and they're going, can anybody catch him? He's 10 under, there's 9 under, there's 8 under, there's 7 under. What are you talking about? Oh, God. Let's just say I miss Nick Faldo and Greg Norman and Sevy. I miss Sevy was my favorite. All right. That's baseball. Again, the streaks, Milwaukee's on a 8-game win streak. Seattle's on a 4-game win streak. Detroit's on a 5-game losing streak, thanks to Seattle. And Washington's on a 5-game losing streak. And there's a few on 3-game losing streak, winning streaks, which we'll start betting tomorrow if they get to a 4-game win. So I'm thinking the cap's like 10. So I think we see them at 3, and then if they get to 4, we start betting them until they don't win anymore. But I think the odds on getting much more than a 10-game winning streak is tough. So we'll see that. All right, that's baseball. I promised you college quarterbacks, so let's get to that. I'm going to be in my spreadsheet, so if you do leave, I don't know how to put the spreadsheet up. So if you make a comment, I will come back to it. All right, college quarterbacks who we want to bet, which is the key to the first couple of weeks, is looking at the quarterback from last year that's pretty good, and we can bet on them because we have data and we know what they are. So we start off with Byron Morton from Texas Tech, 27-8. Sawyer Robinson from Baylor, 28-8. Hoover from TCU, 27-11. Arizona State Levitt, 24-6, but he loses Scadaboo. Rocco Beck, Iowa State, 25-9, and they played Kansas State. Avery Johnson, also 25-10. Should be a good game. Nice even. Jalen Daniels, Kansas, 14-12. He runs pretty well. They have a good coach, but at least he's played a lot. Let's see. Devin Dampier goes to Utah. He was 12-12, but he's a pretty good running quarterback. I don't know why Utah wanted him. And Noah Fahita was really good 2 years ago. Last year he was 18-12. But they have experience. We go to Liberty. Ethan Vasco, 14-8. We got Florida International, Kenyon Jenkins, 22-8. We've got L Tech, Louisiana Tech, Evan Bullock, 14-3. That's a hidden one for you guys. The rest are okay, nothing great. We go to Tennessee, Joey Aguilar, 23-14. He should double that at Tennessee with the better coach and a good offense. Arch Manning, I don't see the big deal, 9-2 with 6 sacks. Lenora Sellers, I still don't get him. South Carolina, 18-7, 33 sacks. He likes to run, but is he Lamar where he can't throw the ball and gets a lot of sacks? Taylor Green at Arkansas, 15-9. Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, 29-12 with only 15 sacks, threw for 300 yards a game. Florida, Langway, 12-9, nothing great. Jackson Arnold at Auburn from Oklahoma, 12-3. Okay, maybe. Armand Daggio, the number 1 quarterback, 20-4 against Alabama and Texas and Tennessee. So he did really, really well. Let's see. Oklahoma gets John Matur from Washington State, 29-7. So pretty good, but that's Washington State. I don't know who they played. Nobody. So he's okay, but their coach Venerables is terrible. I don't know if that's going to matter. Quit calling me during class. Kentucky gets Brant Vandegrift, 10-8. I wouldn't run out and start betting Kentucky. Connecticut, Joe Fagnano, 20-4. If he's still there, I'll have to check. James Madison, Matthew Silklaw, 6-1. but they're a good team, James Madison. Don't fuck with James Madison. Old Dominion, Colton Joseph, 11-5. Let's see. Troy Goose Grouter, 5-0. The Gooser. See the goose that laid the golden egg? Southern Miss, they stink. But Braylon Braxton was 19-2. I have him as a Z team. They gave up 38 a game. But in the mix, they only scored 15 a game. So maybe, well, here he's got 19 touchdowns and 2. So we'll keep an eye on Southern Miss. In the MAC, Toledo, Tucker Gleason, 24-8. Peter Navarro at Ohio is 13-11. Central Michigan, Joe Labus, 7-7. Akron, Ben Finley, 16-9. And that's it. The MAC's pretty pathetic. UMass, the Z team there, 22-35 points. They're starting a quarterback from Yale. Sorry, I couldn't get stats on that one. Boise, Maddox Masson, 23-6, but they don't have Gentry. San Jose State, watch out for them. They got a good coach, Nubalato from Navy. This is his second year there, 13-10. Fresno, E.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's kid, 17-13 is not Kurt Warner. Colorado State, Fowler Nkosi, 14-8. Hawaii's got a new quarterback. Macau Alejo was 6-0. They weren't bad last year, Hawaii. We'll see. Pathetic. Oregon State, Malik Murphy from Duke, from Texas, 26-12. He's a good quarterback, actually. Keep your eye on Oregon State. Tulane, Kenda Samoza, 25-10. Be careful with Memphis. Brandon Lewis is from Nevada, and he's 16-7. He's not that good. East Carolina has Hauser from Total Recall, 18-11. UTSA, Owen McCown, he's very good, 25-10. We're making a ton on him, betting him over. They're a perfect over team, 32 points a game, give up 31, and Hauser can really throw. Navy, we got Navy, Blake Horwath, 13-4. We got UAB, Jalen Kitna, 17-11. Florida Atlantic, Caden Veltkamp, 25-10. Not bad. Keep your eye on Florida Atlantic. Tulsa, Kirk Francis, 9-6. Nothing to write home about. Temple, Evan Simon, 15-9. They did get a good coach. The coach from, I think it was Sam Houston State, and they were pretty good. They won their division, transferred to Temple or moved to Temple. Maybe Temple gets a little better because they get a new coach. It's always the coach. The ACC, we got Carson Beck from Georgia, 28-12. We've got Jenkins from SMU, 23-11. Miller Moss, who sucks, the USC backup who was terrible there, 18-9. Cade Klubnik of Clemson, 36-6. He's the one with the most touchdown passes. Look for an explosive game with LSU week 1. Gio Lopez from North Carolina was at South Alabama, 18-5. Eli Holstein at Pitt, 17-7. Kenyon Droz, Virginia Tech, 10-6. NC State, I think. No, Boston College, Grayson James, 6-2, not much. CJ Bailey at NC State, 17-10. My man Haynes King, Georgia Tech, 14-2. Darian Mensah from Tulane is the Duke quarterback, 22-6. And Virginia gets Chandler Morris, my man from North Texas, 31-12. Very good quarterback. I'm not sure why he went to Virginia. That seems strange, but maybe they'll have a good year. And then Florida State gets Thomas Castellanos from BC, 18-5. So I like Chandler Morris, although I don't know why he didn't go to like Ohio State or Michigan or somewhere. All right, then we get to the Big Ten. Fernando Mendoza goes to Indiana from Cal, 16-6. Drew Aller, Penn State, 24-8. Jaden Maivia, 11-5. I don't know why they didn't start him earlier. Maybe he was injured. He's a very strong quarterback. Look for USC to be very competitive this year. Luke Altmaier, 22-6 for Illinois. Ethan Kalamakalis, 18-7 for, I believe that's Rutgers. Rayola at Nebraska, 13-11. He's terrible. Billy Edwards where's he at? Washington? No, he's at Wisconsin, 15-9. I think he's from Maryland. Washington's going with Williams as sophomore, so we don't have anything on him. Michigan, Mikey Keene, 18-11, or Underwood, the freshman, who's got nothing. Michigan State, 80 and Childs, 13-11, stinks. UCLA gets Tennessee's Nico Amilavila, 19-5, who just blows. Northwestern has Stone from SMU, who's very good, actually, but he didn't play or he didn't do much last year. And Purdue gets Brown, a sophomore who was at Purdue last year, who basically sucks. Those are your quarterbacks. So you want to bet, like Texas Tech, Baylor, the guys who've been there last year played pretty well. Klubik at Clemson, Neusmeyer at LSU. Those are the guys we know, we've seen. They played the year. They played in big games. They did well. Okay, except for Klubik did not show up against Georgia, which they never do. And then he didn't show up in the playoff game. So he's good against the weaker teams. He's a weak team quarterback, but I'd be careful with him against LSU. LSU keeps losing these games. Week one, it's terrible. So that's college football. Right now, we're just looking at it. Maybe tomorrow we'll redo the lines and see line movements. We've got about a month away. I'm really not changing my prices. The class won't be $25. But most of the other will be the same. $100 a week, $75 a week for just the college or the pro. All the yearlies will be the same. So really not a lot of changes. And just because it's inflation, I don't raise my prices. What a bunch of bullshit. All right, so we got baseball, we got that. And the last thing is stable coins. I'm going to read you the definition of what a stable coin is. What is a stable coin? Now, I want you to be very careful to stay away from them. They are not real. They're digital. They are programmed. They're the same things as CBDCs, where they're going to try to control you. Anything that goes on this ledger and anything that is digital, if you get on it, you're fucked, because then they can track you and you're dead. Right now, if I use my credit card, they can kind of track me, but I can use cash where they can't track me. Cash is always king. Stay on gold and silver. They don't want you on that because they can't track us. So that's one reason that it keeps getting hit. And the average guy goes, oh, I don't want to be in gold. I want to be in Bitcoin. Well, they can track you in Bitcoin because it's digital. So now we understand digital money is the government tracking you. Why is Bitcoin so expensive? So everybody will jump in, and it's the Titanic, right? You'll all jump in and sink to the bottom of the ocean because it looks good. Look at it. It's 115,000, 110, whatever the fuck it is. Run away. If you're in it, get the fuck out. If you're not in it, don't get in it. What's a stable coin? A stable coin bill refers to proposed or passed legislation that aims to regulate stable coins, a type of cryptocurrency designed to maintain a stable value. How are you going to do that? Often pegged to a fiat currency like the dollar, which means it has no value. So right away, it has no value because as the dollar collapses, stablecoin collapses. These bills, like the Genius Act, establish rules for stablecoin issuers, reserves, and their use in financial transactions. They also address issues like reserve requirements, anti-money laundering compliance, and bankruptcy protection for stablecoin holders. Red flag, red flag, red flag. What are stablecoins? Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies designed to minimize price volatility. How the fuck are you going to do that? Often being pegged to a stable asset like the dollar. The dollar's not stable. The dollar has no value. They're printing the dollar to death, and you're going to tie the stable coin to that. And your point is to minimize price volatility. The dollar is not stable, and it moves all over the place. Go to the grocery store, $20 steaks. Yeah, it's real stable. They are commonly used by crypto traders to move between other cryptocurrencies and can also be used for payments. Who can you pay? You can't pay your restaurant or your grocery store. Established regulatory framework. As soon as we hear regulations, we run the other way. These bills create a legal and regulatory structure for stablecoin issuers, defining what entities can issue them and how they must operate. Well, that doesn't sound like cash. Set reserve requirements. A key feature is requiring stablecoin issuers to hold reserves. All right. So wait a minute. A key feature is requiring stablecoin issuers to hold reserve. Why do I have to hold reserves? I got money, don't I? Do I need reserves for my money in the bank? You get your paycheck, $5,000. Do you hold reserves for them? What kind of crap is this? Often in liquid assets. So a key feature is requiring stablecoin issuers to hold reserves, often in liquid assets like US dollar or short-term treasury bills. Why the fuck would you be in treasuries? To back the value of the stablecoin. So I have 100 stablecoin. I have to keep $100 in the bank to back the stablecoin. What's the value of this? So you're telling me the stablecoin is worthless, or you're worried that it's going to lose its value, go to zero, and you'll need money to actually back it, even though the money's not worth anything. What kind of a Ponzi scheme is this? Address anti-money laundering and sanctions. Oh, we're worried about money laundering, are we? Stablecoin bills typically mandate that stablecoin issuers comply with existing U.S. anti-money law and sanction laws. So they don't want us laundering our money with stable. That's a big red flag. Define state payment stablecoins. They clarify what constitutes a payment stablecoin, distinguishing it from other cryptocurrencies and potential securities. What the fuck is that? Define payment. So I can't go to Kroger's and use it. Then it's not money. What the fuck am I holding it for? Provide bankruptcy protection in case of issuer bankruptcy. These bills often prioritize stablecoin holders for repayment. So when they go bankrupt, you'll not get paid first. What a joke. Clarify regulatory oversight. The bills may clarify which regulatory bodies, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the SEC, have oversight over stablecoins. Oh my God. Specific examples of stablecoin bills, the Genius Act. This act, gilding and establishing national intervention for U.S. stablecoins, focuses on creating a regulatory framework. Why the fuck do we need regulatory? For stablecoin issuers, reserve requirements, and consumer protect. Oh, consumer protection. Yeah, that's a red flag. Reserve issuers must back their stablecoins with sufficient reserves, 1-to-1 US dollars. So I still need US dollars. Thank God there'll be US dollars. Reserve composition. Limits are often placed on the type of assets that can be held as reserves, often favoring highly liquid assets. Monthly disclosures. Issuers may be required to publicly disclose their reserve holdings on a monthly basis. Why? Bankruptcy priority. Stablecoin holders are given priority in bankruptcy claims against the issuers. Why are we so worried about bankruptcy here? Prohibition on interest payments. Some bills prohibit paying interest on stablecoins. Oh, great. So they're just toilet paper. Why are these bills important? Increase consumer confidence. Do you feel more confident now? By providing a regulatory framework, these bills aim to increase trust in stablecoins as a payment method. What are we paying? Who will take it? Industry growth. Clear rules can encourage more institutions and businesses to participate in the stablecoin market. They're not money. So wait, I go to Kroger's, they won't take it. What's the point of having a stablecoin? Financial stability. Regulatory stablecoins can help prevent potential risk associated with unregulated or poorly backed stablecoins. Oh my God. So this is Madoff times 10. This is the biggest Ponzi scheme I've ever seen. You got to do regulations to make it real. You have to back it 1-to-1 with dollars. Why do I have to back? Do I have to back my gold with dollars? So the bottom line is stay in gold and silver. You don't have to fuck around. You don't need any government protection. Report it to the government. If you need, you either use gold or you cash in an ounce for $3,400 and use that to buy things. All I know is my friend bought it for $2,000, it's now worth $3,400. So he made some money on that. So therefore, what are you talking about? So I'm not, I don't smell what they're cooking at all. I don't see any reason to get into stablecoin. And I had one video on it. All right, let's go to my video from.
This is how you dollar cost average without the hassle. Step 1, download Bracket. Step 2, boom. Look at the biggest financial reset in modern history is already.
I don't know who this guy is, so it's just an idea.
While everyone's distracted by crypto, hype, inflation, and politics, the real shift is happening quietly. Bank asset managers and central banks are rewriting the rules of ownership itself using blockchain. It's called tokenization, and it sounds like innovation. Faster settlement, fractional ownership, more efficient markets. But beneath the buzzwords lies a deeper reality. In this video, we'll break down what's really happening behind the scenes, how real-world assets like real estate, bonds, and even your money have been turned into programmable code, and why that should be a concern to everyone. Who controls the code controls the asset. If you're not watching closely, your financial freedom could disappear without warning, without debate, and without your consent. Tokenization is the process of taking real-world assets and converting them into digital records stored on a blockchain. These records represent ownership in physical things like property, shares, or government debt. They can be bought, sold, and transferred in seconds rather than days. The token itself is not the asset. It is a claim, often managed by a custodian or institution. This creates a layer of abstraction. You may not directly own the asset. You may own a programmable promise enforced by code and governed by.
So that's like digital. Your money in your bank, your stocks, you don't own them. You have a claim to them, but you don't own them. They can take it from you. This is why the only thing to be in is gold and silver, because it's not digital. There's no claim on it. You own it. You got it. That is the only way to survive and stay free is gold and silver. You get into this Bitcoin and digital and blockchain, you're fucked because nothing's real. It's all digital. This is what I'm trying to explain to you, Bitcoin people. You're fucked in Bitcoin. You don't own anything. Show me your Bitcoin. You can't. Well, it says it's worth 110,000. Okay. I'm not even sure you can get the 110. Try to get the 110. See, you got some of you guys who got all this Bitcoin, try to take part of it. Now, I know Luke was able to get out of it a couple of years ago, but I don't know now if you can get out of it. And they're going to 1099 you, by the way. There's no tax on gold. You just take it to the store, give them a couple ounces, and you're fine. Again, nobody knows you own it. All this digital and blockchain, they record every transaction you did. So depending on what you're buying, you might not want people to know what you're doing because you want your privacy, because this is America. You want your freedom, your privacy, and you don't want anybody to fucking know what you're doing. Not that you're doing things illegal. It's just private. You're betting football. You don't want anybody to know you're betting. I don't use FanDuel or MGM or any of that crap. I use a bookie. I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing. That's the point. I do their picks. That's up for you guys to see the picks and make your bets. Or I send you the code, the password, but you don't want all that stuff out in the open, right? So that's a big part of it. You've got to be careful. You don't own it. It's just like Attack on Wall Street. The guy didn't own his $60,000 of real estate trust and the big stock thing with Batman in it and the Die Hard 3 guy, irons. Oh, well, we got to dump it all. And well, fuck our customers. You want to be fucked? Stay in dollars. Stay in digital. That's what's happening. All the digital, you're going to get fucked. So if that's what you want, then stay in it. If you want to be free, you buy gold and silver. It's as simple as that. BRICS, why is all the BRICS buying it? China, Russia, why are they all buying? Why aren't they buying Bitcoin? Why are they all buying gold and silver? Right? I don't know. If you want to buy Bitcoin, you're taking a huge risk. It's digital. It's not even real. You can't put it in a safe. You can't do anything. And they can just as easily turn it off, say, you know what? We need the money, so all the Bitcoin is mine, not yours. Turn it off. And stablecoin, they're going to back it by the dollar and call it stable. This is the point of its stable. It won't lose its value because Bitcoin's too volatile, because Bitcoin's price, they're all Madoffs. Anything digital is Madoff. So you could be in Madoff, make 15%. At the end of the day, you didn't own anything. And he took it all and he went broke. So at the end of the day, you lost everything. Unless you were smart enough and he knew you and he gave you a phone call like he did to Jamie Dimon and say, hey, Dimon, I'm getting out. Take your money now before I go to the FBI. And that's what JP Morgan did. They were in on it. So again, if you're not in on it, why play? So be very careful. Stablecoin is a Ponzi scheme. They're not real. They're digital. And you don't know digital enough to know not to be in it. You have to be very careful. Do not just go with the flow. You are not a sheep. You're not going to. There's a picture of the sheep all going over the hill because they're sheep. They don't, oh, Joe went over the hill. I'm going to go over the hill and they all get killed. You can do that if you want, but not in my class. My class, we have highly educated individuals here, not idiots. So if you're an idiot, then just go find somewhere else to do digital. If you're intelligent and a smart thinker, then welcome, and you're buying gold and silver. That's the only protection you have. The government will destroy you because all they care about is them. So if you want to buy stablecoin, I'm going to laugh so hard at you. Show me a stablecoin. You can't. Show me a Bitcoin. You can't. They are not good. They are Ponzi schemes. I don't even know if they're Ponzi schemes. They're just not real. How can it be? So you think you got, okay, pull your money. I'll tell you what, if you have any real Bitcoins and they're worth 115,000, which I doubt anybody here has, if you have it, sell it. Tell me how that went. How much did you pay in taxes on it? And then go buy gold with it. So if you have half a brain in your head, go sell your Bitcoin and buy gold. Oh no, Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Oh, okay. Million what? The dollar is gone. The dollar is not worth anything. So something worth $1 million is worth zero. So take that, Batman. It's not anything. The stable coin, when they got to regulate it and do all that and determine if anybody will actually take it. So you have a stable coin that has no value, that is tied to the dollar, which is bankrupt. They're not even smart enough to tie it to gold because they don't have any gold. So the U.S. is fucking bankrupt. They have a $37 trillion debt going to 40 that they can't pay back. They owe interest payments on it. I see how they just fucked everybody on Social Security. Fortunately, I am grandfathered in because I'm 59. So I become total in 66 years and 10 months, which will be in October. I will be whatever that means. I don't know what that means because I'm already kind of using it. So I don't know. But any new people, the retirement age is now 67 or 68. It's a joke. It's because it's broke. The system's broke. They didn't take our money and put it anywhere for us. They used it to pay other people and probably used it to buy guns and pay off the defense contractors. Or went into Donna Pelosi's pocket. I mean, whatever happened, it's all bullshit. Right. So get out. Do not even attempt to go into stablecoin if you think you're going to survive it. Ponzi scheme number 2, Madoff number 1, Bitcoin number 2, stablecoin number 3. You cannot have digital money. If you think you can, you're fucked. You can't. You can only have things that you can fucking hold, that people can't take from you. If this is digital and I can't hold it, what's to say them to pull their plug and say, well, you can't spend it? Or what are you going to spend the stable coin on? Who's going to take it? Nobody I know is going to take Bitcoin or digital currency. They want the real currency. They'll take the credit card because they know it's money, and they take the money because they know it's money. They are not taking any Bitcoin. Nobody I know will take Bitcoin. Go to Kroger's. Hey, will you take Bitcoin? Not on your life. They won't take cash, but they want credit cards, which is the same thing. I love it when I go to Kroger's. Well, you can't use this, but you can use your debit card. I'm like, it's the same thing. What a bunch of morons. We'll get more into this guy tomorrow because I want to watch the British Open because I didn't realize it was on. Not that I care because I hate Scotty Scheffler because he's the world's number 1 and I could beat him. So I just sit there and scratch my head going, it's like baseball and football, or at least baseball. You have no talent in baseball. It's all minor league shit. There's a few players. That's it. And if you got a team like the Tigers is the best team, you got a big problem because they stink. I'm sorry. They stink. They have no pitching, no hitting. They got Scooble. That's it. They got one player. They got no hitting. Sorry, Ricky Green has the most strikeouts. The rest of these guys, Torres and McKinstry, are all-stars. Jesus Christ. All they do is kind of tap, stick their bat out and hit a ball to left field. Well, I'm sorry, but how I would defend McKinstry, I'd play a normal shift. I would play my shortstop in short left field and say, go ahead and hit your line drive and we'll catch it. And play my infield deep, short and third, knowing he's just going to punch the ball. That's what I would do. And if I'm going to pitch it, I'm going to pitch him down and away, or I'm going to bust his hands. I'm not going to just throw a little lob pitch over the outside of the plate and watch him just check swing it and hit it out there. The guy's got 2 homers and 2 RBIs. I mean, this is an all-star. Holy shit. The same thing with Ricky Green. Just throw him a curveball and he can't hit it. And then they, and the biggest thing I hate with the pitchers is that they just throw the ball right down the middle and the guy hits a home run. Like anybody could hit a home run with the pitch right down the middle. How do you throw a pitch that does this go straight down the middle? Oh my God. That's how bad the pitching is. Anyway, stay out of stablecoin. It's not real. You only want to deal with real money, but you realize that this is printed to death. So you really want to only deal with gold and silver. You have the money because you get paid and you pay your bills. The rest of it goes into gold and silver. I'm sorry. That's the fact, Jack. That's what you have to do. You cannot sit there and get caught into Bitcoin and stable coins and digital, because they can pull the plug and say, nope, you don't have any money, or we need the money. We're broke. We got to pay. My guess is the plan is to pay off the 37 trillion in debt. They're going to steal your stable coin. They're going to turn it off and say, we need it. Just like they did an attack on Wall Street. The guy had $60,000 in his real estate trust account, which is mortgages, and they delisted it and he lost his 60 grand. So you're seeing it in a movie. You're seeing it with The Big Short when Jeremy Irons says, fuck everybody, we're gonna steal their money. You see it in the Batman movie where he The Big Short, where he's waiting on his money. That was all fictitious because there wasn't even products that were called shorting the housing market. So they had to create them, which means that's bullshit. I don't buy that movie, that it was real, because I couldn't do that. And I knew that was going to happen as soon as Clinton signed everything into law. So be careful. You got your baseball picks. You've got your college football. That's how you bet week one, is who's the good quarterback. So if you need repeating or you want a list, I can send it. I can email you. That's about it. British Open. We just are betting against Scotty Scheffler and hope he loses. I can't stand that guy. That's the problem with sports. There's too many guys you can't stand. Shotani and him and Lamar. It's like you just can't stand them. And you just hope they lose. I'm happy when the Tigers lose, and when Lamar loses. I like Mahomes, so I'm happy when he wins. But they made the guys that are so, with such bullshit that you can't stand them. The Scotty Scheffler, the world's number one. If I keep hearing that from Jim Nantz, or whoever's fucking doing this one, I'm going to throw up. So anyway, off to the golf. Have a good weekend. www.teaserking.com. I hope you like my thumbnails. Those are my trips to Italy and Barcelona and Odessa and Vegas. And yeah, I like them. So you're getting them. All right. www.teaserking.com. Have a good day. Any questions or comments, please feel free. Toddy Todd, nice to meet you finally. And good luck on everything else. So again, feel free to chime in. That's why I do it live, so I can answer your questions and comments. You have a problem with my stable coin or Bitcoin? Tell me. But don't tell me, oh, I didn't play them because I said so. I'm saving your ass by having you not play the Bitcoin. Don't you understand? They're going to pull an attack on Wall Street on you and say, oh, you know what? We delisted Bitcoin. And now everybody's fucked. And they're building the value. And if you do pull out, they're going to tax you on it. So that's why they're letting it run or even helping it run. You don't want to be in bed with Larry Fink and this other idiot who's the sailor guy. All right. Okay. Have a good day. I might come back later. I gotta do the college football ones. All right. Take care. And again, avoid stablecoin at all costs. All right. Ciao.